a little bit more what we talked about last week? Because I know some people were interested in it. We went on a generalization, and then from there we can go from there. So, but yeah, let's go to the aspect of the X factor sales method. Okay. Once again, we're basing it upon selling based upon human behavior. All right. We may be different colors, different culture, different race. Different educational backgrounds, age, male, female, etc. Right? There's that whole concept of trying to sell based upon, different types of communities or ethnic groups or social backgrounds. Right? However, this system is simply based on human behavior, which takes all color away and all of that other stuff I just talked about away. So this will fall in line with any kind of sales, because we're dealing with human behavior and we're dealing with the brain function. Okay, we all have a brain. So the aspect of I'm going to skip through a lot of this, and what we want to do is get to the individual to a point of decision making, what we like to call the X factor. What we're trying to do is getting people from less to more. Okay, whether and this is the traditional aspect of people today right now. They have more stress and they have less money and less time. And so we want to change that. And through sales, guys, it is one of the most powerful ways to create a lucrative income for yourself. It is not based upon any kind of educational or corporate hooplas per se, whether the corporation enjoys your company or likes your character or what you look like on a piece of paper. It has nothing to do with that. Sales is one of the most fair components out there. You are going to get rewarded by your production. Okay, and so and I believe it is the second highest paid in all profession, guys. Next to I think brain surgeons and heart surgeons. All right, so sales is a very, very professional business, and just to give you a statistic, 1 out of every 7 will succeed. Okay? I hope to see in here, 7 out of 7 succeed. So this is what we're trying to do and give you the better success rate. Okay, for instance, these are some questions. I'm not going to go through all of this. But it's a yes or no question based upon, does your prospects buy because of fear or loss? Do you have 6 months of living expense in your saving account? Prospects buy because of memorized script that you use? Will your current market and selling method enable you to personally achieve financial independence? Will you succeed or fail? Do you know the differences between credibility and objection and efficiency objection? You guys know that? No, right? Okay. So, does your presentation take less than 45 minutes? It should never be more than that. Okay, keep that in mind. The human brain is only has the capacity of really retaining about 20 minutes of information. So, you want to get to the key points. And if it lasts longer, it's because of the fact that the party is interested in finding out more information, and therefore that's why you're staying there and sitting with the individuals and explaining them. Correct? Do you know the communication differences between marketing and selling? Okay, there's different components, guys. Communication between teaching and selling, right? Do you know the difference between the motions that prevents a prospect from buying? Okay? $1 million or more accumulated in personal savings. You guys have that? The reason why we ask this is because you can't accumulate this in this type of business, in the market that you're in, guys. It's just, once again, many people out there are not being consistent or being effective in utilizing the traditional sense of marketing or selling. Okay? And so, we want to kind of educate you a little bit more in this advanced training of today. Okay? And then we'll go more after this into the practicalities of how we're going to go out there and present the PeopleDeals model. Yes? So, and are you certain that programs, products, or services you sell help your prospects? Okay, I want to know that answer. Are you guys sure that it can help your prospects? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. That's kind of a weak yeah, but definitely you must have a 200% belief system in your mind. Otherwise, people will sense that. Okay, very, very important. Do you really like to sell? Okay. And if you think about it, the sell, think about it as share. I mean, what is sales? Basically, it's nothing more than sharing information, correct? And taking people from less to more. We are situation solvers. Everybody has certain situations. In sales, we're able to go out there and provide them a solution. We are solution providers, guys. Okay, so be proud of it, feel proud of it, and by being proactive, you're going to be rewarded handsomely. I think June is upstairs. If you
Is that where she is?
Yes, because the presentation is up there. For the, this is training, and upstairs is the presentation. Okay, so yeah. Okay. So, if you got 5 or more no's, and I'm sure most of us in here have that, what that means is it's indicating that you're potentially losing millions of dollars. That's essentially what it is. Think about it this way: baseball, if a person hits, bats 3 out of 10, they're already a millionaire. We already know this, yes? And it's the same thing in sales. If you can do 3 out of 10, you're a millionaire, guys. Okay? So put the time in so you can succeed. All right? So we're going to go into that. And the X factor is just creating motivational for the individual to make that decision. Most of the people are not making this decision because of the fact of fear, of the unknown. And that is the primary reason why one does not make a decision. Okay? The old traditional sense of being a salesperson, shine your shoes, smile in the mirror, put on the right clothes, and listen to motivational tapes before you do that. It's great, and this stuff helps, absolutely. But is this the key to it all? Absolutely not. How many of you guys have purchased something from a salesperson that didn't look all that great, didn't speak that great? You might not even like that person, but you purchased something. Any of you here? I know I have several times. Okay, so it just proves that, hey, this is not, this is the old traditional sense, okay? Just because you're feeling good or you put on a smile, if that was the case, we would be closing everybody. Okay? Features and benefits training. I think I shared with you with this is that the better you are giving information, okay, the more you're able to share information, the harder it's going to be to sell. Have you guys been in a situation where you feel like you did a great presentation, you gave great information, and you sat there for an hour, 2 hours spending time with them, and they look like they're all interested, and then in the end, you're trying to get them to come in, and they say, you know what? That sounds great. Could you get me some more information? How many of you guys went through that before? Okay, yeah, pretty much everybody. And that's the reason. It is not about information. Okay? The information will lock an individual in a particular brain function. And in that function, they will not be able to make that commitment. Okay? So keep that in mind. We'll go over that a little bit more. And I shared with you about the brain function. We have three different brains. Okay? We have the left brain, the primitive brain, and the right brain, which we'll talk a little bit about. The left brain, it breaks things into pieces, and this is where we have been using most of our lives as a child, through, what are we taught, in mathematics, break down things in structure, sentences and grammar, everything is broken down into structure and pieces, and this is what we're utilizing is as we're young, and this is what we've been developing. The right brain is the area that hasn't been developed to the fullest extent. That's where the area that we use the least of. And so, the right brain is a holistic, it's a conceptual, it's emotionally. It takes the whole concept and puts it together in a complete picture. Okay, rather than in a analytical viewpoint. If you take components in an analytical sense, it can be misconstrued, yes? Okay? And so the right brain puts the whole concept together. Right? So we'll go a little bit more into it, and I'm not going to go into that. I'll go into all of this here. We'll just go a little bit more. Okay. So we have the left brain. We just kind of talked about the right brain as well. Now the primitive brain is the amygdala, or we like to call it the lizard brain as well. And the reason why is it only knows two functions. This is an area that animals have it, and we have it as well. And two functions is fight or flight. That's all it knows how to do. All right. So animals, same thing. You know, if a lion is trying to hunt down a zebra, the zebra has, you know, minute seconds to decide are they going to fight or flight. When they get trapped in a corner, they go into the fight zone and they have no place to run. Okay. So just those two concepts, and we'll go a little bit more into that as well. Okay, so you know, what are we dealing with when we're dealing with human beings? Okay, we're dealing with human motivations. Yes. Okay, everybody has motivation. Without your motivations, you're not going to be able to make a decision. You're not going to know what the reasons are. You know why you're making these decisions. You need to have a motivational factor. We all do. Okay, and you know, we're all dealing with human behaviors. Okay, there's certain behaviors that we all have, and dealing with human emotions. Okay. And maximizing, and here's the key, guys. How many guys have you gone through where you've been in a situation where you felt like you were explaining certain things very efficiently, but the other person received it in a different fashion, and then there was a complete different communication breakdown? Have you guys been in that situation? Oh, yeah. And you're like, well, wait a minute here. Exactly. And this is what we have to understand. Communication is not based upon what we speak. It's about helping them to understand their personal objections or feelings or emotions, and helping them to understand what you're trying to project to them. Okay? That's what it is. And so what we want to do is maximize efficiency in communicating the language that your prospect understands. Not what you understand, guys. That's a very important factor, and I see it too often times where the person is talking to the prospect and rambling on about all of these information that the prospect have no clue what the heck you're talking about. Okay, and you know, oftentimes the prospects will end up doing the what I like to call is the foreign unknown yeses, meaning, you know, you ever talk to an immigrant or a foreign person that really doesn't understand your language and you're speaking to them and they just do the nodding, yeah, kind of thing, but they have no idea what you're talking about? Okay, prospects will do that. Business owners will do that. You'll talk to them about social amplifications and etc., and they don't want to seem like they're stupid or whatever, or they're just completely lost, you know, in the day of ADD, ADHD era. So when you go into that, they're just kind of going to go with the glance look or give you that, you know, foreign acknowledgement. All right. So make sure you communicate their language. Very important. Now there's